Hey y'all, welcome back. How y'all doing? So I'm here to talk about South Carolina's electric chair history. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, comment down below. Let's get started. It's gonna be the video ain't gonna be too long. So I know all about it, but I just want to tell y'all because I mostly forgot it. So the history of South Carolina's electric chair. The original chair was purchased in the early 1900s. Still has the same original opponents. The electric chair was purchased on May 8th, 1912, which is by the Adams Company, Electric Company in Newark, New Jersey, which is the same thing as Virginia. Virginia's electric chair. So, according to the newspaper, it was cost in the state $2,800. At that time, man, that's too expensive. The equivalent of approximately $77,000 today. According to the Federation calculators, it is regularly maintained and has been recently tested regularly. The youngest person to be put to death in the electric chair was George Stinney Jr. The first person to die in South Carolina's electric chair was a man named William Reed, August 12, 1912. The chair has been used 248 times, which I already know. Times to the South Carolina Department of Corrections. From 1931 to 1940, there was 68 executions using the electric chair, most of any decade. The South Carolina electric chair helmet is the same equivalent purchased from Fred Letcher in 1983 for $800, according to the court fillings. That's true. I'm gonna tell y'all something right now that y'all heard about too many times. So at 7:30 I'm gonna tell you something right now. June 16, 1944. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Tell y'all a secret. George Stinney was the only person put to the electric chair. There was another man that day that died in an electric chair, which is early. Hopefully, might be earlier before George Stinney. His name is Hurley Jones, and I know about it. The man who was convicted of kidnapping and murder. But right now I have George Stinney first. I'll get to him. So, execute a 14-year-old boy named George Stinney Jr. by electric chair. He was 5 feet 1 inch tall and weighed about 95 pounds as he sat the Bible, which is he sat in it, that carried with him as a booster seat. He was prepared for execution by electric chair, so they shaved his head. Matter of fact, they probably didn't. Because when I looked on the photo, I said, you know what? They probably didn't shave his head. You're supposed to shave your head before you go to the electric chair. Shave his head, right leg, to go before the electric chair. And as he was going to the room where the electric chair is, he was carrying a Bible with him under his arm. He was escorted by 4 guards to the death chamber. He was wearing socks with no shoes, and he had a Bible with him as he seated on the electric chair. The guard strapped his slight 5 feet 1 inch frame into the electric chair. His small body made it difficult to fit the electrode to his leg and head, which is the mask, which they placed the mask on his face, which is when it's time to throw the switch. It was, first of all, the mask was clearly big. It was big, like an adult size. They put it in his little face, which is that clearly fell off, too large to fit. When the executioner threw a switch that sent 2400 volts, 2400 volt surges electricity for 40 seconds, which is the mask fell off, tearful eyes open. He was teared, open eyes, and it says fire coming from his mouth after 2 more jolts. He was pronounced dead after another surge of 2400 volts for 40 seconds by a doctor. 70 years later, after his brutal execution by electrocution, he was pardoned by the state. The last execution electrocution was there's another execution electrocution. What did I say? Person whose name electrocution was Harley Jones, who was convicted of murder, kidnap, and murder, which it was the first to be sent to the electric chair before George Denny was earlier that day. So electric chair is now located at the California facility of Broad River Road Correctional Institution in Columbia. The facility was built in 1988. It was replaced the old facility at Central CCI, which is according to the South Carolina Departments of Corrections. South Carolina's electric chair is called Old Sparky. The voltages in South Carolina's electric chair execution are 60 seconds of 2300. Is now they lowered it down, so it's 2300 volts each for 2 cycles of electricity. There was a serial killer, Donald Harry P. Garrison, who killed 10 people in his life, died in an electric chair on September 6, 1991 at 1:10 a.m. When you walk to the South Carolina electric chair room, which is located in it, the room where the electric chair is on the right. When you go into the death chamber, on the right. And then, side of the building. That execution is carried out. The electric chair is now the secondary method of execution in 2021. South Carolina electric can be used for the first time since 2008, which is Mr. Reed was put it down in 2008, which is scheduled for Bragg segment, which will take place on the 18th, and it could be used for the second time on June 25th. Execution of Freddie Gene Owens happened. So I remember when I looked at it, I seen 2 executions. I say, ooh, snap. I want to know. But I don't know right now, but I'm going to look at those names. See if they execute. If not, they're going to use fire squad. So, South Carolina's electric been here for decades. Since 1912. Virginia, from Adams Company. Now, I'm going to tell you about another electric which is in Virginia. I'm going to tell you that today, too. So, stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Comment down below. See y'all. Peace.